Oh, yes!
Now we're going Lazarus. I'm gonna go Secret Ingredient Lazarus. I usually prefer Secret Ingredient. Twitch stats aren't pulling up. Can I refresh that? There we go. Now they're fine. Okay, we got a Morsel Master with Packed Morsels, It's Alive, and Pyre of Savagery. With Pyre of Savagery, if we get Patient 0, it's kind of over. Dante's Footstool or Nefarious Overflow. I think Dante's turns out more powerful in a lot of builds, so I'm going to go for that. Let's see. Monstrous or Architect. Monsters could possibly stand behind Assistants. I'll still be allowed to summon them. If we do Monsters with a Morsel Master, we're kind of blocked. Let me see. If I do Architect with a Morsel Master, I have one space left over, which means getting 2 guys. I think that's going to turn out to be better. I'm not sure how Architect's going to do for us in the long run, but this is what we're going with for now. Okay, let's see. I'm not sure for this fight if I should be setting up on the bottom floor with the penumbra that we're feeding, or setting up on the top. I'm thinking with It's Alive, we're free to set up on the bottom. And then the upper floors can use overflow morsels to feed a train steward somewhere. So with this, we can play up to 2 morsels on that car per turn. Two, we'll want him here. I'll take a little damage, it's fine. Check the packed morsels and the shade splitter. Let's see, rubble, Antumbra, magma. We're gonna need Antumbra for the health. Beyond that, let me keep the lifesteal up. These 2 go up top to get eaten. Let's see, I don't have anybody getting through here alive. I could blast concoction this, but I don't think I really need to. Let's see, Spikes is alright. I'll just take a batch of spikes. I think we're generally fishing for red concoctions for damage shield, lifesteal type stuff, but looks like we've already got it here. I kind of figured for a Strial, as long as I'm setting up bottom car, it's going to work out. And setting up Penumbra on the bottom car makes it likely that he's going to work off of Pyre of Savagery. Morsel Miner is going to be really effective with the Morsel Maker. I could take a Twisted Assistant. I usually really like this unit, so I'm just going to grab him. Okay, let's see. Do I want another Lazarus unit? 2 Merchants of Steel, or we can do Magic Steel. With It's Alive and Packed Morsels, my magic upgrades aren't great. Upgrades on making of a morsel are just okay. I think I'm going to go this way. Okay, we've got Endless and Speedstone options. Not great. An Endless Makeshift Golem might be able to pull something off, but I'll take the Makeshift Golem in either case. Our current units just don't do a very good job with these. We've got Spikes Kale and Savagery Seraph. Savagery Seraph we probably deal with initially by blocking with morsels, then we need a really strong setup on the bottom car. Or we can make the bottom car into an Inferno car so that we don't have to contest it, and then we just fight on the other 2 floors. But that is difficult against Savagery, because he's going to bounce back and forth on your 2 existing floors without going to your burner car. And that means you're going to have to face an enchanted floor more often. Which might be fine if we get a quick unit. It's unfortunate to see the Speedstone here before I properly have Sweep, especially because I can't enchant Penumbra. Although Twisted Assistant gives us access to Trample. Doesn't give us access to Sweep. Trample Quick is pretty useful. I just don't have a target for it. I think we take a Card Purge here. Remove a shield and a shield and a spear. Remove the spear steward with lower attack value. And I think we're moving on, unless we want to get an upgrade onto Morsel Master, the Makeshift Golem. The damage shield upgrade's kind of reasonable. I'm gonna go ahead and slap this on the Morsel Master for safety. Protect it from some loose damage. Hey, Frixum. Glad to have you. Okay, so I think I'll set the number up top because we've got the initial thingamajigs to catch. What are they called? The initial invaders. These guys. Let's see. We can just play Twisted Assistant here so that we lose them, get the Twisted back. What are we checking for with Secret Ingredient? I'm trying to think. In this case, spikes might be good, but I need 2 checks to find it. So I'm probably just not going to worry about that. Throw It's Alive. It's good to have the lifesteal early. The number's going to be taking some pretty rough attacks, so I might need to prioritize getting him health. There's what I need for that. So this gets him health. This gets him damage. We get to eat that because we ate some, what's it called? Ember guys. Let's see, I don't know if Morsel Jeweler blocks enough here. Let me just go ahead and do this. But I'm just going to throw It's Alive on the top floor. So I'm actually dealing 92, which is pretty on target to take out both of these guys. Making of, we get a Miner out. Shade Splitter into a Jeweler. Let's see. I think I want a Blast Infusion for one of these guys. I'm going to use it down here. Oh, I see. It wasn't the attack from Penumbra. It was the other attack that got the kill there. All right. Yeah, for the rest of this, we should just be trampling through the whole line. So Penumbra's attack, you see, is growing extraordinarily fast. Yeah, I don't really have to worry about that at all. It just is what it is. Red Concoction. With this, Penumbra is going to pick up every sleigh remaining in the car, except for these 2 enemies back here. And we even got the 2 in the back. Awesome. Fire of Savagery value! There's our perils. Do I want an Overworked Assistant? So Overworked Assistant is actually pretty cool with Perils of Production, right? Because I can trigger an incant and help control whether or not he's dying. I might need a setup like that to keep a lower car clear. So I'm going to pick him up. Could definitely help. We might want to go for the Pyre Remains here. What do I get out of Merchant of Steel? Well, Dualism on the Overworked Assistant is a big hit, as well as Eternal Stone. For other units, not so much. The reason to possibly go left here is Dante's Footstool is a whole lot of power waiting to happen. Magic, Arms, Steel, Trinkets. In the 4th, I find the 4th layer always has a Forgotten Boons opposite a Merchant of Trinkets. They always do that. It's interesting. How much am I pulling on room value right now when I have no reanimates? I've got 1 reanimate out of everything, and either way, we've got Penumbra swinging at 45 now. How much do we want to dilute that by denying him slays? We're going to have to deny him slays, because he's just not going to be able to trample over stuff eventually. He's going to be outpaced. It's just the way it's going to work. So... where does that leave us? Is this Pyre Hunter Archeon? That is Pyre Hunter Archeon. He's very likely to do damage to us. How long can I occupy each car? Only a bit. I'm gonna take the Pyre Remains and the Merchant Farms. I don't usually do this. Boiler Room, Overgrowth Carapace. Let's see. We're already equipping Penumbra, as is, with the Twisted Back. I don't know that I make great use of Boiler Room. I'm going to hit it with 1 reroll. Bloodthirsty Blade is also really interesting. I don't think I can use Hall of Mirrors. At this point in the game, I still have 2 Train Stewards if I wanted to try running Steward's Quarters. The amount of attack that gives is actually kind of serious. I haven't tried using Train Stewards since hitting Covenant 10, like the whole time. Is that ever good? It's a pretty serious bump, right? Let's try it. It's effectively deployable through Dante's Footstool. Is there anything else I could do? What if I did Hall of Mirrors and deployed Hall of Mirrors through Dante's Footstool, and I used that to make a duplicate Train Steward and then replace it with Steward's Quarters? Now we make them go boom. We'd prefer not to. They don't boom for their attack value. So if I did a play like that, I would get double shield stewards to start, right? And they would be at like 29 attack, like a 29-25. Is that the way that play would work? I can't afford to do that right now anyway. So I can't buy the Hall of Mirrors and get a deployable upgrade. Let's just continue like this and save my money. That's an interesting thought. We don't do optimal, just funny. You're not wrong. Dominion. Dominating Authority has some play here because it lets me tutor out either Overworked Assistant, Twisted Assistant, or Spear Steward, but I can only get that to happen like on one body. I don't think I like that. Dominating Authority is the closest card here to being played, or the closest upgrade out of the set. But without a way of killing or sacrificing my own units, it's difficult to play with. I kind of want to take it and tape it to the makeshift golem and see if I can do something cool with it. If I can find scrap for parts, it becomes very good. If I get an Eternal Stone, it might be pretty cool, because it is tutoring a card out of the deck on turn 1. It's unfortunate how many hits it has right now. No, it can mess me up, because it messes up the idea I just took with the Steward's Quarters. Is if it pulls Spear Steward to sit behind Makeshift Golem, I'm stuck on a lot of lost value. I think I have to walk on it. With the current board, yeah, I just don't see a way to do it. Okay, so we didn't get much value on this side except for the fact that we got health. We don't usually need to take that health. Because even with 20 health, if Archeon was going to do 20 damage to us, we probably just lost. Anywho, where do we want to set up Penumbra? is the big question. I think we're either setting Penumbra like on the top or the bottom, and there's basically no middle ground. The bottom might be his best chance to pick up more slays and get more attack power. It does also create the longest time before he has to interact with Archeon. Pyre Hunter at Archeon swings for 18 damage per turn. The thing about Penumbra in his current state is he actually does need to scale a bit. I think I'm going to put him on the second floor. Then I'll put the makeshift golem on the top and try the steward's quarters on the bottom. Let's do that. I don't know how well the stewards keep up. Okay, I've got Entumbra. There's a miner. I'll take Morsel Miner and Entumbra Morsel here. Down here I can fit 3 morsels. Take a Rubble Morsel. Start a red concoction for Penumbra, probably. So we don't have Trample initially. How good is Damage Shield here? It only saves us from 3 damage. It's not worth it. But I can play It's Alive here, and it should keep him in good condition. Let's take the Shade Splitter. Make sure we keep powering up Penumbra. I have Perils. I think we're playing Perils to a Morsel in this case. Let's bring out another one. Let's double the Magma. And one of these. We do have 1 slot to play Morsels here. I'm going to be one that gives health. Let's go with that. Let's keep doing Rage. I'm looking for damage. I'm looking for lifesteal, mostly, at this point. Gotten It's Alive. Not much use in anything else for casting. I'll do that there. Oh, I can feed you this excavator. Okay, great time to find these guys. Shade Splitter and Secret Ingredient over here. Makes him unstable enough to start dying. Pushes a little more damage on the boss. Let's see. Okay, if I put a blocker in front of the Shield Steward, he still takes 27 and dies. Unless that blocker is a rare. I definitely want this to go out. I've got one more chance. Nope. I had to draw something that took at least 2 hits from the Chosen Flagellant. So we needed to be the Entumbra Morsel or the Shield Morsel. Didn't find him. I'm a lot likelier to take, like, health or size upgrades. If you're taking Steward's Quarters, you need to grab upgrades on your Stewards, and it becomes, you know, not even bad to do that. So we're going to be looking at doing that in a bit. I don't really want either of these. I can get a small amount of damage out by doing this. I think we win. This is a really big Penumbra. Yeah, we're good. Funk. Okay, Tome of Horrors is pretty great when we have an overworked assistant. Kindle I don't think is great with our current deck. So, let me see, what else? Is there a brain transfer play here? I don't think so. I think it's Tome of Horrors. Okay, we have the option on a test subject alpha while we still have a Pyre of Savagery. This could kind of take over our bottom floor. We could play him with the makeshift golem as a guard on the bottom floor, and then the top floor can be our train steward floor. Yeah, I think I like that a lot. Let's see. We don't necessarily need to take size with Summon Penumbra, I think. Now, our deployment cost has gone up by 2 with the test subject. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Spear Steward's not deployable. 4, 5. So we're paying 5 on deployment. We're only 1 short. Do I take a Hell's Flame here? I don't think so. Hell's Flame does help us play things like Tome of Horrors, but we do already have Perils of Production. So there's a couple cases where we get to cheat that. I'm going to take the Limbo Solace. And I think I'd like to go Merchant of Magic here. Take the Forgotten Boons, do the Champion upgrade. Let's see, do I want to keep trying Architect? So with a Morsel Master, we can perfectly play 2 morsels per turn. I'm imagining Architect 3 will allow us to play 3 morsels per turn. Or we can just go Glutton to capitalize on this. I think going Glutton from here is better. So we'll do 1 Architect, 2 Glutton is my intent. I don't want to take Holdover for sure. Let me see. No, actually I do want Holdover. I want the Holdover Perils. Duh. Let me go ahead and Emberstone the Making of a Morsel. It's a really good card. 20 magic power consumed doesn't apply to anything. We reroll here. Show me Spell Chain. No Spell Chain. We could double stack the Tome of Horrors to reanimate 2 unstable 100. It's pretty hard. We could also remove Consume from the Tome of Horrors and then, like, drop its cost. It becomes a kind of good kill spell and works very, very well with an overworked assistant at this point. But I think my overworked assistant is a little homeless right now. He's not, like, a central player in the deck. Because our bottom floor is definitely focused on this test subject with the Makeshift Golem as a tank. Makeshift Golem might be okay with Home of Horrors. It's going to start making him explode, but it has reanimates right on it. I feel like that's more of a double stack play. Anything else we can meaningfully double stack? This just doubles the lifesteal. It's not that great. We don't want to double stack this. Rage 6, Ember Drain 4 is not really worth it. So it's Tome of Horrors or nothing. Huh. I really want to have reanimate options so that I can get a good room, like a better room than what I've got. I know Tome of Horrors has a ton of power, but I think it's most powerful when you're in Lazarus itself. With Lazarus secondary, this is definitely a weaker card. I could also remove Consume and double stack it. Nope, I can't buy both of those. No can do. I know double stack on it is pretty strong. Like, unstable 100, reanimate 2. I need to draw other reanimate spells for it to pick up, and, like, keep working. I think I want to try it with double stack, but I'm not going to do an Eternal Stone setup. I can duplicate making of a morsel here and feel very happy about it. Morsel miners are really great with Morsel Master. Pyre Dampener. Pyre Dampener is initially pretty annoying, but once we have our holdover perils, it's fine. It's also a little annoying during deployment, but whatever. I'm going to focus on the Morsel Master here, and these two will go by the wayside for now. Because this is what I care about getting out the most. And we just perils one of these guys to cash in on the energy for now. Let's see. It's fine for the test subject alpha to hit for 3. He just needs to be able to stay alive. So I'm going to park an overworked assistant in front of him for now. And we'll try and go green concoction to dig up more reanimates if we can find them. Let's see. I think I'll go It's Alive on you. So he'll burn 1 reanimate, but he'll go stable on health. How are we doing up here? We need a decent amount more damage. Double miners. Didn't find another set of miners, but we got another 9 attack here. Comes in 4 twice. Yeah, he's alive by 5. Rage 4 should fix that. There we go. He doesn't get killed by Penumbra, unfortunately. Down here, I could actually feed the overworked assistant, possibly. I don't think I want to do that. I'm just going to feed this train steward up here. Actually, a perfectly fine unit to focus on with the multi-strike. So putting them up top gives me a decent backup plan there. All right, let's see. I don't have quick here, so we just use this. That does restrict me on how much I can feed Penumbra this turn, because that'll fill up the car. I'm gonna drop this. Throw this on you. The test subject is already pulling in pretty well, so he's killing all these axe throwers for me. See, I don't really need a green concoction. Maybe a red one. No? Okay, we'll go in green then. Do this, this, this. Give you that. We play the calcified Ember. Okay, test subject alpha's holding out okay for now. Let's take a spikes. We'll hold the rest. It's also pretty good to give, like, test subject alpha the twisted back. He does pretty well with stuff like that. Once again, we start with Shade Splitter into morsels into perils. Found spikes. It's alive here. And here's the boss wave. It took a while for it to show me a reanimate. Come on. That ups the damage we do by a bit. but I'm pretty sure Penumbra is going to be able to take this out. First strike outs the Scarred Sentinel for sure. And we've got lifesteal on that first hit. No healer coming through. It's only about 4 hits for him to kill the Sap boss. Yeah, we're good. Okay, strat's working pretty well so far. Shroud Spike is definitely powerful. It's that versus Ember Cache? I think it's Shroud Spike here. I don't have enough equipment to use Weaponized Prosthetic, so Mixology is the more powerful card here for sure. Acid Shower is also decent, but I don't want to take another Calcified Ember right now. I don't usually like to have 2 at once. How are we dealing with Kale? Well, we need to get our... We need to make our test subject alpha stronger. Unfortunately, I skipped on a Bloodthirsty Blade, which could have been played to the test subject alpha. Would have been pretty great. Maybe I do take the Mixology here. I think I'm actually decent at playing higher cost effects with my current deck build, so I am going to take this. Merchant of Arms can give me something to equip my boy. Might let me put it on deployable as well, although I only have 4 deployable energy. Whetstone? Nope. Oh, interesting. Okay. Unit cards without upgrades. That allows me to bring out my Train Stewards really easy right now. This is like a temporary benefit, because we want to get like a Merchant of Steel, and it's going to shut that benefit off. But it's very good right now. And I think the Mind Jacks lets me play an additional morsel per turn on the middle floor, which is possibly very good, but I don't think it's that necessary. I think this is probably more helpful right now. Grabbing an equipment. Ooh, we can get an Organ Harvester, you say. I will do that. Looking at these, we don't really need a Swift Steel Dagger. Zone of Silence is stronger against the other 2 Seraphs. It's less important for Savagery. Spell Sanctum with Dante's Footstool is really crazy. Means that like half of all runs, we get a floor where we can play all of our secret ingredients and Shade Splitters for free. I think if we take the Spell Sanctum and upgrade the Steward's Quarters to deployable, I think this means Dante will always give us a free Spell Sanctum, which should be really powerful. Let's test that hypothesis. Alright, the Penitent Prayer Stone at Spikes 4. I think is a little too dangerous to our unupgraded test subject alpha for us to take, unfortunately. Yeah, we get the Spell Sanctum. And the Steward's Quarters. I think it's going to draw that way every single turn. Yeah, we're going to need to find some upgrades for these goons, but for now, we get them like this, and that's pretty fine. Yeah, the Sweep 17 is going to keep growing. It's looking good. Get that out. Packed morsels. Making of a morsel. Throw you down. Let's ramp attack first. Shade Splitter for free. This is that. Start mixing. Probably green. Reanimates are very strong on our first floor. I mean, reanimates are very strong, period. But reanimates on Makeshift Golem result in a lot of effective health. Oh yeah, we're gonna get a lot of value on Test Subject Alpha this fight. Oh, we get free It's Alives on Penumbra 2. Cheaper Mixology. Let's see, do we want spikes? We don't not want spikes. Take Reanimate. That allows us to kill on this floor. It's not going to be Penumbra getting the kill right now. I'm actually going to Madman Infusion him. If I put spikes on this Makeshift Golem, Unfortunately, on another wave, Malevolent Hunters might get killed by him. No, we've got Quick, actually. So it's not a concern. Psyching myself out for no reason. Whatever. Give me the Twisted Assistant. We found Morsel Miners into Shroud Spike. Hilarious. Yeah, I did feel that Spell Sanctum was going to be really powerful here. So let's feed on a Morsel Miner 12 times. Now we've got the Twisted back. We bring out the Spear Steward. Start mixing. Show me damage shield. Let's go for more rage. More damage shield is fine. This guy's already dying, so pretty sure what we do here is Tome of Horrors him. Now with Unstable 100, this will cause him to kill a lot of stuff on the floor. When does he do that? Is it because he dies twice? It's probably because he dies multiple times, and it'll cause these guys to die. They'll be killed by Unstable, so we won't get Pyre of Savagery hits. But the Test Subject Alpha is already going to clear up the rear, so that's fine. I don't think we're playing Perils of Production right now. Alright. Making of. Shade Splitter, Shade Splitter. Vengeful. Yeah, yeah. Da 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 da. Found another Reanimate. Sweet. Yeah, why not? Okay, I'm just gonna put up the Overworked Assistant as an additional kind of blocker. Let's see. So I can either let the Undying one just win at this fight, or I can play more spells here. I think I want to see if I can get more scaling on my test subject by getting the Undying one down into his reanimates. So I'm going to start casting a bit. Wait, his health total went up. Oh, because the Overworked Assistant is dying a little faster now. I see. Okay, 716 is what we're doing. Looks like most of the kills are going to go to Penumbra then. Yeah, this unit with an Organ Harvester is really hilarious. Just gets a lot of value. We don't need to play anything more than that. Now, thankfully, he's feeding into our Slay on the Spikes hit, which is giving Penumbra 2/3 of the slays as opposed to 1/3, as opposed to half of the slays. Let's see, Cannibalize could be good. This lets us speed up certain plays. Prism Retrieval is actually not bad either. Although I think Prism Retrieval, you usually want to be playing this when you have a unit you can draw from your deck that is a carry. I don't know when that is the case. Like, if it's not in my deployment, it's not my carry. So I don't really care about giving it more attack. Maybe if I had a trick with a unit that was in the deck, plus Brain Transfer, then I would care about it having attack value so I could transfer it. But out of these, I think it's Cannibalize. Cannibalize seems pretty playable. I think I'll take a skip on this. I've already got one Mixology. I don't really want two. And I think Acid Shower is just better in other strategies. I want to see a Merchant of Steel. Okay. Ooh, we've got the Immortal Dualism combo if we want to make our overworked assistant go super crazy. We could also do Immortal Dualism on our makeshift golem. It's pretty good there too. That's tempting in both cases. So if I think the better way to do that is probably on the overworked assistant because he's a zero coster. I'm really not sure which one's better. If I take both of these, though, that's 200 gold out of my 365, and the frontline tank on the bottom floor is not the unit I'm most concerned about. The unit that I most want to be picking up upgrades is, of course, the test subject. Even for Kale, he's not strong enough yet. Because those Spikes feed guys, they've got 50 health. So if he gets a Strength Stone, he's actually fine for it, right? His Strength Stone puts him up to 41. He's not quite there. He needs to have Strength Stone and then pick up, like, Multi-Strike or something. Though if he picks up Multi-Strike by itself, that already fixes the problem. The other thing I could do is, during the fight, I can try and sneak in an It's Alive on him, or I can give him Rage through a concoction that allows him to get up to the necessary attack power. Actually, Organ Harvester Strength Stone does it, doesn't it? So we're going to do a Strength Stone. The other upgrade I want for him is almost certainly going to be Health, or I could give him a Reanimate stack. It's probably Health. And he'll actually just work fine just by being a little larger. He's also playable with a large stone, if I can find that. Let's see. I feel better about dualism if it's on a unit that's going to stick around. The problem with this also is if I'm doing like Immortal Stone, Dual Stone with the overworked assistant, that should be on an incant floor, and I'm not going to be casting my spells on the same floor I'm doing that. The dualism is so good on him because it gives him Reanimate 2 in addition to the, like, better incant stuff. If I play Perils on that floor, I'm in a better state. It's my next magic shop. I only get one more Merchant of Magic check to try and find Spell Chain for my Perils of Production. We also have an Empyrean Well coming up. I don't usually want to Empyrean Well an Endless unit, as it bogs down the deck too much. What is our duplicate? Could be Organ Harvester. That's not too bad. Could be Shroud Spike, actually. Shroud Spike's really powerful for us right now. Yeah, I think I like the duplicate most on Shroud Spike. If I take this effect onto like the makeshift golem, it probably doesn't matter until we hit the Titans, because that's how strong the bottom floor is. I'd rather roll it here. Smidge and Titanstone. Okay. So I think the funny thing here actually is we're going to Titanstone and Heartstone a Shield Steward to make our top floor stronger. Let's see. If I had a dualism unit, Shieldstone might feel better. I could go with Shieldstone on the makeshift golem to give me like a buffer time. I don't think there's any unit in the deck right now that we want to smidge. I'm going to move on. Tag the Pyre Remains, and we will duplicate the Shroud Spike. I do have to start paying for a lot more of my units now since I've upgraded them, but I have just enough energy to do it for now. Cool, we got the Organ Harvester turn 1, and I misremembered the health on these guys. I thought this version had 50 health, it's only 30, so we're pretty safe for now. I'll throw out a Twisted Assistant to soak up this initial corruption. So I won't cannibalize him because I want him to be able to take the corruption. I'll just cannibalize one of these Morsel Jewelers instead. Let's see. I do think space is probably the most powerful thing we can pick up because it's going to give us more freedom to place morsels. It's a shame I only have one Train Steward. It might actually be the case... Can I check the map from here? It might actually be the case that we use an Empyrean Well to create another another Train Steward. Which is definitely a play I've never made before. But it contradicts our Merchant of Steel, so we won't get any more Train Steward upgrades going that route. Do this. Packed Morsels, Shade Splitter. Play a free It's Alive. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you more health and attack. I don't think I really need to give him damage shield necessarily. Let me just grab a red concoction. Let's see, lifesteal. I'm gonna take damage shield. More rage. I mostly just want rage right now. I'm trying to. I'm thinking about if I can get the test subject alpha up to a point where he's one-shotting the Blightbound Guardians at 130. So let's see. That's going to be, well, with the current attack difference, I would need like roughly 30 rage. It's a long ways out. But his attack is also going up consistently while we play. Let's play this now. This is his makeshift golem buddy's going down. Yeah, I'm just gonna Shroud Spike here. 8 feeds. Pretty good. So long as we're playing it in the Spell Sanctum, it's gonna be really strong. He got spikes, but Penumbra's gonna chunk him. Let's see. Let me bring in a mix. Hitting at 73 right now. Well, that's not the right color. I'm gonna make you sit here and deal with the test subject for another turn. I'll play this as just a tank. If we never spellcast on the floor, he's just a health brick, which is kind of okay. 16 feeds. Oh, look, lifesteal 18. It's pretty funny. That is definitely a boss clowning amount of stats. Second packed morsels, shade split. All right. I think we're just going for attack. We definitely don't need more lifesteal. There is not really a reason to do this, right? I don't have more X cards left in the deck. Yeah, we'll let the perils drop. And do I want to feed the overworked assistant? Well, you can eat an Entumber morsel. And a jeweler, for that matter. We'll put the attack damage up here. This row can only eat one morsel at a time anyway. Yeah, we'll pass on that. Making of, shade split. Let's duplicate that. Feed you there. Oh no, he can't eat unless he lives. Which he's not gonna, because I'm not gonna invest in him. any more than I already have. See, Rage 12 from 74. Still not 130, but we're close. Like... Since I gave him Unstable, he loses both of his reanimates in that turn instead of just one. Something else we can do with Tome of Horror is just to put it on an enemy, and it makes them do kind of like 200 or 300 damage to their allies over the course of a couple of turns. Doesn't even take that long. We've only got one wave left, so there's no point in buffing him any higher. I'll do this. I mean, I guess this is the only spot where we can fit morsels, so whatever. I don't need Reanimate on the boss, right? Ooh, wait. If I put Reanimate on the boss, do I get more Slay triggers on the boss? Oh, give me the wrong stuff again. There we go. No reanimates. Okay. Yep, send it. The corruption makes him burn through his reanimates a good bit faster. We only got one extra Slay out of the play, and then he blew up. I was talking about Scrap for parts earlier, but we can probably play Furnace Tap, and Furnace Tap is almost an objectively stronger card. Yeah, we're taking Furnace Tap. I want a Hell's Flame for better deployment, I think. It was between Hell's Flame and Size. It's kind of 6 of 1. We don't need the Size that much right now. Going Merchant of Magic. We got another double stack and a Holy Stone. I don't mind Holy Stoning one of these Shroud Spikes. It's reasonably likely to get us some health. Double stack doesn't... Oh, wait. Double stack affects the multi-strike on Furnace Tap? I didn't know that. I did not know that. I thought you couldn't double stack that because it's a status, not a buff. You're right. I totally did. I said at the start of the fight that I was going to go Size, and then I went right for energy. My brain is so energy focused at all times. Let's see. We don't have a -1 cost right now. I'm nervous about possibly giving myself Ember Drain 8. Ember Drain 4, I know I can play around. Okay, we got the Eternal Stone. So this either goes on a Shroud Spike or on Furnace Tap. Let's see. I'm gonna put it on a Shroud Spike, I think. Yeah. And I'll do the -1 cost on Mixology. I might purge a secret ingredient here. Let me do that. It just gives us slightly better density of what we're drawing. And on Unstable Vortex, we're going to remove a Shade Splitter and another secret ingredient. Yeah, that is interesting. Because I knew that it wasn't affected by dualism. Yeah, we're taking the better Gorge. Glutton 2. I guess taking energy pays off. Because if I didn't take energy, I couldn't take this challenge. Same setup as before. We can still quick sweep through this. We won't get the Organ Harvester effects, I don't think. Maybe we do. We might, actually. I'm not going to use the Shroud Spike here for just 4 times on a non-minor morsel. If it was a minor morsel, I'd take it. There's maybe a good argument for permafrosting the Shroud Spike going into this. Yeah, the test subject alpha just clowns this entire fight, doesn't he? Well, there's the first enemy that can hit him back. We found a morsel miner. Put you out. I don't think I play the other packed morsels right now. Because I only have the slots for the morsels I'm looking at the moment. I think I just play it like this, and then Shroud Spike the morsel miner. I'm also losing the option of playing the Twisted Assistant here, but it is what it is, it's fine. I can play into this incant just fine. Let's jump up the attack. Let's see. I have the option of cannibalizing an overworked assistant. Found a morsel miner. This guy gets clocked on the top floor. Yeah, he's fine. Let's see. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Lag Strike. Trying to think of what I'm cannibalizing. So if I cannibalize the assistant, I can't actually place both the morsels that come out of it. So I think what we do is just throw down an Antumber morsel, cannibalize it, and it mostly just turns into another Antumber morsel. We get one of these out of the deal. I might have wanted to flip those morsel positions, but we don't need to fret about it. We leave him at 2 health. Alright, the 14 reanimate and the quick sweeps is probably enough to see him through the rest of the fight without an escort. But we will put the Twisted Assistant out so that it can get killed first. Making of, Morsel Miner, Shade Splitter, more morsels. I misclicked the Furnace Tap, but it's fine, we don't even need it this fight. Wow, that was dumb. It was dumb, but I'm pretty sure we still win. So the rest of this plays really smoothly. I want to cannibalize on a different floor to check for a better morsel. Yeah, let's build up some more lifesteal. Let me get an Antumbra so that I can get more health in the test subject. This is all fine. There's Rax. Taking off half of his health right there. Okay, since I didn't play the, what's it called? I didn't play the making of, not the making of, I didn't play Perils of Production, so I didn't get to hold it in my hand for the Shroud Spike. It's still a pretty good Shroud Spike turn, though. Since everything else I'm playing is free. Yeah, that's good security. Throw that in there. We'll get this out. I'll play one of these down here. And we're going to eat this guy 8 times. Yeah, if I had multi-strike from the properly playing the Furnace Tap, I definitely kill that guy. His rage is actually going to peter out, swinging into this a lot. He's going to come up with multi-strike, 3 rage, 8, and also he's dead. Oh, we can, if I was missing any health, I'd focus on playing a Shroud Spike here, but... we just kill him in 2 swings. Okay, I don't have the space for the engine upgrade. There's an argument for Gem Trove, but I actually think my Morsel Generation's pretty great. There's also an argument for Kindle, but I'm not going to a magic shop, so I can't permafrost it or anything like that. And it brings a calcified Ember into the Seraph fight, so we're going to skip it. I don't have a good play pattern for Faulty Body. I don't need a second Mixology. I don't have the right stuff for Weaponized Prosthetic. So we're moving on. I think I want to go on the Forgotten Boons side, just to maximize how much I can get out of the Merchant of Trinkets. Maybe we find some good equipment along the way, too. Take a look at this. Bloodthirsty Blade. We could take a Fight Club, but it might disrupt my free Spell Sanctum setup. The free Spell Sanctum's pretty good. We don't need Artificial Pyrestone here. Shadow Box is fine. Totally take a Shadow Box. Bola's Tuning Fork does nothing. Mask of Penumbra and Fossilized Fangs, both awesome. Fossilized Fangs in particular is nuts, I think. That's right. I was gonna take Capacity so that I could duplicate the friggin' Spear Steward and have an extra Steward on the top row. But we can't do that. Let's see. I could duplicate the Twisted Assistant and put a Twisted Back on one of the Stewards. It's not bad. I think I like that plan. It also doubles up the chance of me drawing a Twisted Assistant early enough to use him, which is very handy. Okay, so last thought is... I'm thinking maybe we re-roll the Merchant of Arms to check for a better room. Okay. If we saw a really nice room, I would probably buy it, make it deployable so it wouldn't interfere with my Spell Sanctum draw. And then that would be cool, but don't need it. Steward's Quarters don't stack, of course. Do we ever combine Meat Shield with the Organ Harvester here, just because? Do we ever buy Meat Shield here to put it on another unit? I don't think we do, so I don't think that's a lot better. There's no reason to spend the energy if it's not... there's no reason to spend the Ember if it's not notably more powerful. I'm just gonna move on. Alright. So, this is going to be a test of whether or not we can survive, like, the first couple rounds of stuff, probably, until we actually stabilize. And Savagery is really going to be the trouble. Yeah, because he kills this guy even through the Titanite effect. Down here, I guess we get killed by the Avowed Gladiator, but we sweep the other two. I'm pretty sure this means we play the Overworked Assistant up here to block attacks. And I'm going to check for a Reanimate, probably. Well, this is nice. I don't want to feed this unit. But Morsel Jeweler gets me an easy save on Penumbra, possibly. Might need that. If this Makeshift Golem's dying, I can just buff the test subject from here. But we're going to check to see if we get Reanimate. Oh, we're not getting Reanimate off that. More Rage. Might find it. Didn't find it. Alright. How badly are you dying? I mean, he's only getting hit once for 27, and it's just taking him out. The poor guy. Let's see. Yeah, it just doesn't bode well. Let me just block this. Try and find more scaling later. Might as well do this. The overworked assistant standing here doesn't disrupt much. There's the rage. Yeah, we've got the multi-striker at the front to give me a bad day. Why did you have to come down here? Because I'm not going to be able to block this. I think my solution here is probably Tome of Horrors on the makeshift golem to get the reanimate stacks. So let me check on the other things I need to do first. First of all, I really, really want to do that. I think that's very important to make that happen this fight. Back morsels. Let's see. I want you to be very healthy. I need to see how this changes the math. As much as I'd love to Shroud Spike. Okay. Well, with that, we're killing this guy. We're not killing the terrifying amalgam. Test subject Alpha is still dying. Okay. What about this? What if we throw this down and Shroud Spike this? There we go. Yeah, that works for me. It's gonna have to work. Blast infusion. We could do an extra 5 damage somewhere. Doesn't matter enough. Let's hold that for a round, see if maybe we can build up a sap effect. And then we'll just get more attack on the test subject. So I get the feeling the test subject might need to sweep at 300 to be sufficient. What do you mean ass backwards? I mean, the fact that I have shield stewards is very weird, but I actually took steward's quarters. Okay, how are we faring down here? We're not dying. That's very exciting. Let's continue to not die. Okay, Shade Splitter, Morsel Jeweler into Perils so that we can have energy. Making of Organ Harvester, save me! Organ Harvester, please make all of my problems stop. Okay, we're doing fine up here. I have no reason to play the infusion now, so we're good. Okay, we got through the melee weakness on our champion. We blocked that shot just fine. There's a bit more damage too. Okay. Now, Shade Splitter to the Magma Morsel. Shade Splitter again. Cannibalize. Found the miner. Morsel Blitz! Haha. Okay, let's see. Perils here so we can get out the Twisted Back. One there, one there. Let's see. I think I bring in Morsel Jewelers here. Get him some damage shield. And some health, actually. Forget those give health, too. Pretty handy. My question is whether or not I play the Shroud Spike. Well, the Shroud Spike's non-consumable. Of course we play it. I forgot that I had non-consume on this stupid thing. Yeah, it takes 6 feeds of a Morsel Miner. That's good. Stats! Okay, how are we doing on the bottom floor? Decently. I mean, we're losing some stacks of stuff, but we're not dying for good. That's what's most important. Here, though, this is pretty exciting. Because we get to bring that out, Perils, into Shroud Spike 14. Do I want this to be purple? Whoops, I accidentally clicked it. So I guess it's purple now. There, take that. Stats. Okay, we're down to 2 reanimates. We're not quite killing the boss here. Alright, let's see. Well, these guys are killing me, aren't they? So I'm only getting 2 reanimates here. First one of these I play draws me a card. It's not a good card draw. How much block do we get out of the Entumber Morsel here? We block 2 attacks. That's enough. Sweet. Let's see. Let's go red. Yeah. Like, Penumbra with 2, like, Gluttony Penumbra with 2 of the Shade Spikes is really hilarious. But also, like, making of a morsel to guarantee morsel miners into the Shroud Spikes gets really crazy really fast. Get this out. Let's see. Up here, I want to go with attack value probably. Actually, no, we want attack and health for our frontline guy. Down here, you can eat pure attack actually. I'm going to keep playing Perils so that I can keep holding it over. We're not spending this until it has at least damage shield on it. Hey, how's the bottom floor doing? Oh, sweet. We're still alive down here. Plus, we drew our bullshit again. Oh, I want this. I might want Morsel Jewelers for the bottom floor. Nah. All power to Penumbra. We will give our bottom floor a bit of lifesteal. And I see some damage shield. There's a damage shield. Now, his max health is only 25, so he's not going to stay super healthy. Let's do this. Now, we Perils of Production up to 9 energy, and then we Shroud Spike to eat this morsel 20 times. Yeah. Technically, that also gives us back 9 health on the pyre. Just doesn't matter. We have 1 damage on ourselves. Alright, here comes Savagery. Test Subject Alpha's not going to win this one for us. We knew that ahead of time. But he is sweeping out the Chosen Assassins. It's pretty much his job. Shade Splitters. I want to cannibalize one of these. Check for a Morsel Miner. Always looking for Morsel Miner angles. We can't get any cool ingredients. Just gonna do this. We're gonna die a couple of times, so we get to hit that damage a couple times. Might as well do that too. It's 20 more damage. It's close to nothing. Go ahead and nosh on an Entumber Morsel. I'm pretty sure our top floor doesn't matter here. Penumbra does 1788 times 2, and the boss has 3565 health, so I'm pretty sure Penumbra one-shots the boss. We take 10 damage from Pyre Hunters. These guys are really obnoxious, and we kill the guy. He trampled through the guys, then killed the boss in the same turn. Yeah, Penumbra's gonna do work. As long as he doesn't die in the first round. Let's see what our Titan fight looks like. So, there are a couple complications that can happen. We had to, like, think a lot and be tricky to keep our bottom floor alive at the start of the fight. And I think our top floor is likely to die because I don't think we have enough support cards for it. Or at least we don't have, like, the flexibility to keep all of our floors alive. So let's see what happens. I'm getting pretty good results out of the Spell Sanctum, but, I mean, I am not a Spell Sanctum doubter, so... I think the Fossilized Fangs is what made this go crazy. Okay, we got our Perils immediately. That's pretty cool. We need to block for Penumbra on turn 1. So we'll bring those guys in, then we'll bring in Morsel Excavator in front. Play the free Shade Splitter. Makeshift Golem is looking like he's gonna die. So I think I'm gonna Tome of Horrors him so he lives a little longer. Tome of Horrors also sets up some armor on Test Subject Alpha. Let's see, I don't want to cannibalize on this floor, so I'm gonna bring in... Oh, the Shield Steward's actually pretty fine. I'm just gonna do this. Gonna Perils here, so I can get rid of the Vengeful Shard. Cannibalize this unit. Bring in you. Let's grab a Lifesteal. Bring in you, and we'll It's Alive. Oh no, I don't want to It's Alive Penumbra because that advances to the front. Well, It's Alive here, actually. We've got a couple of Lifesteal stacks on our top floor. That'll take care of it for a little bit. We can play Pyrelights for free on our Spell Sanctum floor, which is nice. Okay, we got our Organ Harvester really early. That helps a shitload. Oh, looks like we're clearing this floor. I mean, part of why we're clearing this floor is the unstable effect. Test Subject Alpha should get above 130 health, 130 damage pretty soon. That's going to help too. Alright. Let's see. What else do we need to do? I can let him die down here. That's fine. He's going to die because of the unstable anyway. I'm going to keep playing It's Alive here to maximize my energy. We're going to Perils into Shroud Spike to eat this 14 times. And I think we're probably stable for the rest of the fight. Attack of 113. So these guys are at 170. I guess that's the next gate for us to try to cross. This guy's still not dying. I'm impressed. Downright impressed. Trade these in for morsels. Let's see. Yeah, let's check a red mixture. I want to go for a lot of rage. I'll just take a rage 12. So it gets us over the 130 marker. Let me see. Penumbra doesn't need damage shields. He's too fat. I'm gonna take a Rubble Morsel so that we can try to energy maximize. Take this. Play this. Let's see. Curse of Entropy might hurt the test subject a little bit, but it doesn't hurt Penumbra enough to not play it. I want to keep some scaling going on here. We give him a damage shield because I'm worried about him. Oh, we got the Morsel Blitz. I wasn't keeping track of that. That's funny as hell. Okay, we'll keep this in hand. Well, that's less threat to Test Subject Alpha, but it's less scaling for him too. Although I think Morsel Blitz does hit the boss for like 600. Effectively. There's our Twisted Amalgam that we want to die. Making of a Morsel. Show me a card draw. Shroud Spike. Oh, you shouldn't have. Found a Reanimate, like that. Eat this morsel 20 times. We don't even have the multi-strike yet. I think we're guaranteed to draw Ember to Furnace Tap next turn. Because I haven't seen it yet. There it is. He's not dying. He's sweeping enough of the card to be fine. We bring out the Furnace Tap. That kills Savagery. Firelights out. Bring out the Twisted Backs. Now he tramples. He's not quite killing both of them yet. Let me see. I think Overworked Assistant turns into a tank down here. And I'll go ahead and play the Curses of Entropy, right? That's fine. It's not a big enough difference, although we're not killing this Chosen Ardent anymore after that. I still want the energy from Perils. No, I don't want to push my Ember Drain higher. Oh, I might have to. Yeah, if I don't do this, I might wind up locked out of plays next turn. Because I'd have Ember Drain 3 and no Perils of Production in my hand if I didn't make that play. Okay, so we're killing all that stuff here. Don't want to play that incant. Savagery's killing these guys, which is pretty much expected. I need to play Perils somewhere. Higher Light, we win. I'm not going to play the Curse of Entropies in case they screw anything up. Trampled. Oh, I didn't keep track of what turn that was on. I think that was on turn 6. I think I was on wave 6. Because I'm pretty sure that's the second time that... It might have been wave 9. I don't know if that was the second or the third time Savagery got to the top. I think it was the second time he got to the top. Yeah, that was actually like a full-blown... I mean, a lot of work got done there. Savagery Pyre runs are often really crazy when you get a good sweep unit, and Lazarus just tends to deliver. So we had more than enough bottom control car to get a really greedy second car setup.